the differentiator or the secret sauce, underlying magic. There are a lot of different ways that people have described this. I think fundamentally it's important to remember that probably your solution is not the only solution out there that's solving a particular problem, and that's okay. And there's nothing wrong with developing something in a space that already has other solutions, as long as you're doing it better than they are. That's the key. So the key here is or better or differently in an impactful way. So you want to try and get some of that across in this slide. So what is it about your technology, your design? If your technology or your design is hard to replicate, that's even better, because that means the competition won't have time to catch up to what you're working on.
Yeah, and Nicole, maybe this kind of threads together a few things, but when you think about who you're building for, who your customer is, sometimes just by looking at different segments, and I'm sure, you know, we'll talk about that a little bit in go-to-market, but sometimes it's just turning it towards a slightly different customer or being a little more focused on a specific segment will also help, because you'll add a specific flavor to your design that will appeal to a different segment and attract them. So that's another angle if you're struggling in this area.
Yeah, another thing that usually helps in this area is research and really understanding your customer. There have been a couple products that I've worked on in the past where the differentiator came out of customer or end user research, where it became clear that there was a problem beyond the obvious that you could help solve for someone. So, for example, in the one product in the pharmaceutical space or pharmaceutical transparency space was all about the fact that people wanted to be able to compare different medications in order to make a selection of which medication made sense for them with their doctor. And you could look at that entire space and think that, you know, there are many solutions out there, like everything from Google to WebMD that'll tell you what a medication does. What is it that you could do to make that solution better and easier for people to use? And one of the things that was developed was looking at simplifying the clinical trials and all the research that was available for each of these drugs into a letter grade, so that if someone didn't have a scientific background, they could compare different medications and look at price and look at side effects, and also look at a grade that represented the science behind that drug. So one example of how you can have something that has a lot of the same characteristics that other solutions do, because those are essential, but one or two small things that really encapsulate the pain of the user can create a very unique solution.